Trump administration officially moving to reverse Biden's U.S. wind approval. What the wind company says they'll do if the move goes through. Crossing the finish line, hundreds gathering today for the second annual Walk for Prostate Cancer.
A warmer and more humid end to the week for Delmarva, then increasing rain chances in the middle part of next week. Details coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Good evening. It is Saturday, September 13th. Welcome to CoastTV News at 6. I'm Grace Eckerly. We begin tonight with the U.S. government moving to revoke U.S. wind's federal approval. On Friday, the Trump administration officially submitted its legal request for a judge to allow the government to drop additional approval for more than 100 wind turbines about 10 miles off the Ocean City coast. The filing by Attorney General Pam Bondi's office says the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management identified errors with the project's approval, referring to them as, quote, substantial concerns. The U.S. wind project got initial federal approval from the Biden administration. This news is just the latest in a series of actions by the Trump administration to slow and stop offshore wind projects altogether off the East Coast. U.S. Wind is responding by saying, in part, they intend to, quote, vigorously defend those permits in federal court, and they are confident that the court will uphold their validity and prevent any adverse action against them. This federal approval not been revoked yet, but we're still waiting for a judge to allow for that approval to be pulled, so the legal maneuvering will continue. We're going to take a live look into Milford now on this Saturday night. Our first alert meteorologist, Bob Trihe, joining us now in the studio.
Hey, good evening, Grace, and what a beautiful shot there. The sun shining through some cumulus clouds, and what a beautiful Saturday it was. Temperatures near 80 degrees. They have cooled off a little bit right now. 78 in Redden and Bridgeville. Millsboro, you're at 75. Gumbar was 74. A little cooler at the beaches, 72 from Ocean City up to Rehoboth right now. As dew point temperatures still in the comfortable range into the 50s and lower 60s, but I think the humidity will start to rise. We are seeing a southeast wind right now, not especially strong, but that is increasing the moisture. And we look at the visible satellite picture right now, just a few clouds across Delmarva. Otherwise, we're looking at quiet conditions with high pressure in place. Some clouds to the north and west with the weakening cold front, but I think we're looking at nice conditions as we go into the evening hours. So temperatures falling from the 70s into the 60s by midnight, lower 60s inland, and watch for areas of fog developing as we go into Sunday morning, and then looking like another mild day as we go into tomorrow. So here is your evening planner. Clear skies looking great for your evening festivities, and we're looking at conditions warming up into your Sunday. Rain chances into the middle of next week. More on that coming up a little bit later on.
Thank you, Bob. It was a great weather day today for the second annual Walk for Prostate Cancer. The event, hosted by our very own chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, a prostate cancer survivor himself. On site was free, non-invasive PSA blood testing, entertainment, and a community committed to making a difference. Prostate cancer is the second most common cancer in men after skin cancer, and 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed in their lifetime. Early detection is crucial as prostate cancer has a nearly 100% 5-year survival rate.
We shouldn't lose a father, a son, a cousin, a nephew, a friend, and we shouldn't even lose an enemy. Even the enemy don't need to be lost to prostate cancer.
Paul says the event today raised almost 2 times the amount of money raised last year, with money supporting families battling prostate cancer. A former Kent County daycare employee has been sentenced for child abuse. A judge gave Kayla Manizak 32 years behind bars. However, all but 4 years were suspended. The 26-year-old originally faced more than 35 charges, but only pled guilty to 4 counts. Prosecutors say the Dover woman was caught on video and abusing 6 infants at Hartley Learning Academy between November 30th and December 4th of 2023. crews from Ellendale Fire Company and Sussex County paramedics responded to a crossbow shooting Friday night. Delmarva firefighters saying it happened in the 19,000 block of Hummingbird Road in Ellendale. Those officials say a man was shot in the foot with a crossbow, reportedly after an altercation. The victim was treated on site. Still in the dog days of summer over in Dewey Beach, Dewey dogs took to the sand on Van Dyke Avenue today. Event organizers saying it's a celebration of dogs being allowed on the beach all day long again. Discounted dog licenses were available right on the beach, along with Dewey dog merch, giveaways, and prizes for those pups and their owners. In Ocean City, the Art League will host Eastern Shore Heritage Day on Sunday. The event runs from noon to 4 at the Ocean City Center for the Arts. Admission is free, and this year's highlights the Roots and Remembrance exhibit, featuring local art honoring waterways, heritage, and livelihood. Attention drivers, Petty John Road will be closed between Gravel Hill Road and Pettyman Road. On your screen now is a map of that area. DelDOT saying the closure starts Monday, the 15th at 7 a.m. for the week. DelDOT also saying the closure is necessary for a horizontal jack and bore for an off-site water main. A special fundraiser happening Sunday in Shellville to honor Ryan Red Ennis. Ryan was a Sussex County local who passed in June after a 4-year battle with cancer. This event, called His Legacy, Our Love, runs from 1 to 4, with proceeds going to support his wife and 2 young children. Guests can enjoy Shellville's family-friendly attractions, food, music, and more. Delaware recently declaring his birthday, August 23rd, as Random Acts of Kindness Day in his honor. Coming up on CoastTV News at 6, the Trump administration now able to cut funding from major healthcare providers. What historically marginalized groups are now at risk.
A gorgeous Saturday evening in progress. Cambridge 79 on the FH FERCam and cooling down into the 60s this evening. And now it's been a nice start to the weekend with more humidity and warm Sunday. Finally, some rain chances into the middle of next week. Details coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is now on his way to Israel to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in an effort to broker peace in the Gaza conflict. This visit coming as President Trump has expressed he is, quote, very unhappy after Israeli airstrikes against Hamas officials. Rubio telling reporters those airstrikes and the impact it will have on efforts to free American hostages will be the center of those discussions. Here's a look at a protest in Tel Aviv today. You can see that large banner reading Netanyahu, stop deceiving President Trump on your screen now. Thousands of protesters gathered at the hostages square calling on Israeli government to end the war and release all hostages held captive in Gaza. The Trump administration has suspended some crucial funding in its flagship AIDS relief program known as PEPFAR. That's according to international organizations and members of Congress who warn the cuts are already hurting patients and critical projects around the world. PEPFAR's funding was primarily implemented by USAID, which President Trump dismantled just earlier this year. And another program seeing cuts, a federal appeals court ruled the Trump administration can stop Medicaid funding from going to Planned Parenthood. That's at least for now. A lower court had previously blocked the administration from cutting that funding. The Medicaid determination will go into effect based on whether a healthcare provider is providing abortions and receives more than $800,000 in Medicaid payments in a year.
We saw temperatures running a little bit below average today, but still a nice Saturday. 79 the high, 57 the low. Average is now 80 and 62. We warm it up even more into Sunday. Then we finally get some rain chances into the middle part of next week. I'll have your complete forecast details coming up after the break. Hope you had a chance to enjoy the beautiful weather today. It was glorious out there. Lots of blue skies, humidity behaving. Well, that's going to change. And just a few clouds. Right now, the Tidal Health Cam showing some cumulus clouds in Salisbury, 74, dew point 57. So that's still indicating that the air is pretty dry. And as a result, with clear skies and light winds, those temperatures will be dipping through the 60s. So if you're headed out this evening, make sure you grab a sweatshirt or a jacket. Here's our storyline for Sunday. It's going to warm up, even warmer than today. A little more humid as well with a mix of sun and clouds. Then we finally start to see some rain chances later Tuesday into Thursday with an area of low pressure offshore off the Carolina coast. So we'll have to see just how strong that system is, but right now it looks like we could finally see some appreciable rain. Highs today, 79 in Georgetown, 81 in Cambridge and Easton, 75 in Ocean City, a little cooler at the beaches with Wallops Island with a high of 77. Temperature-wise right now, 73 in Lewes, 72 Bethany Beach, so lower 70s at the coast with an onshore flow. 75 in Georgetown, 78 in Redden, a little milder there. With dew point temperature still on the dry side with 50s and lower 60s. Anytime we see these, that's indicating the drier air, but we're starting to see the winds turn out of the southeast right now, and that is bringing in more moisture, and then that will make the humidity go up as well, as we're looking at winds gusting up to about 15 miles per hour. And right now, clouds and radar showing some clouds across Delmarva, nothing all that significant. They will tend to diminish as we go through the evening hours, as we still have high pressure in charge right now, but it's beginning to weaken. We're seeing some clouds off to the north and west right now, and some of those could be moving in through the overnight, but it's a weak front. But there is another front farther to the north, and that will move through as we go through later on Sunday. Very little in the way of moisture with that. Now, as far as dew points, it's been very dry this past week, but things will change as we're looking at more humid conditions as we go into the early part of next week. Here's Futurecast. We're looking at temperatures in the 60s and 70s this evening. Then by midnight, we're in the 60s, and then by Sunday morning, watch for areas of fog, temperatures in the 50s and 60s. And then by Sunday afternoon, a good-looking afternoon with highs in the low to mid 80s at the beaches. We're into the 70s, and then into Sunday evening, we're seeing those temperatures falling from the 70s into the 60s. As a cold front moves through, very little in the way of moisture until Monday morning, as we'll see those winds shifting to the north and east. And into Monday, maybe a couple degrees cooler behind that front. At the beaches, Ocean City and Fenwick Island, you're into the mid 70s tomorrow. Rip current threat is low with mid to upper 70s for Lewes and Rehoboth. And looking down the road, we have an area of low pressure that will finally bring some rain, I think, later Tuesday into Thursday. Right now, not looking like a huge system. 57 tonight, mostly clear, patchy fog. 82 on your Sunday. Paul Davis 7-day forecast cooling down as we head into Tuesday with clouds and afternoon showers. 73, 72 on Wednesday with showers and lingering showers Thursday, then dry and warmer Friday into Saturday. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thousands of popular cars have been recalled because of a heating and cooling problem. More than 90,000 Toyota, Lexus, and Subaru models have been recalled over a faulty HVAC system. The vehicle's HVAC systems can fail and cause the defrost or defogger to malfunction. Owners can take their cars to the dealership for a free software update if needed. Coming up on Coast TV News, a growing concern among emergency room doctors and surgeons across the nation. E-bikes and e-scooters are sending more kids to the ER than ever before. The new warning that parents need to hear. It's after the break. Ocean City officials now working on an ordinance that would restrict e-bikes and electric scooters and even fine violators. Now those dangers are gaining national attention. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither shows us the growing concern and how to keep people safe.
It's a popular way to get around. Electric scooters and bikes can get you where you're going fast. The doctors warn the rising number of them on the road is causing another kind of surge.
When we get our trauma alerts, a lot of times I'm thinking, okay, is it another e-bike or e-scooter injury? Because they become more and more common.
Pediatric trauma surgeon Dr. Mark Levy with Orlando Health says his hospital alone has seen a 250% increase in emergency room visits from e-bike and e-scooter accidents. But the American College of Surgeons says it's a problem nationwide, with more than 20,000 people hurt while riding electric bikes every year. About 3,000 of those require hospitalization.
E-scooters and e-bikes can attain speeds as high as 20 to 30 miles per hour. Some e-bikes can go as fast as 50 miles per hour.
Levy says head injuries are the most common, and there have also been deaths. He says many times riders he sees in the ER either didn't have a helmet or weren't wearing the right one. As speeds increase, Levy says a stronger helmet with a higher rating is needed for protection.
This helmet is rated a level 3 helmet, which would be up to 28 miles per hour. And you can see it has a kind of a full shell around it that protects the head. It's also harder than the other one and is better for these higher rates of speed.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The weather's looking good if you're heading out on the town this evening. 60s and then 50s overnight. Watch for some fog by tomorrow morning. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. It's warmer and more humid on Sunday, 82, then increasing clouds. And we finally start to see some rain. Later Tuesday, 73. I think Wednesday's kind of a rainy day, 72, with lingering rain on Thursday. Warmer Friday into Saturday, and then maybe more rain for the second half of next weekend.
Thanks for joining us here at Coast TV News at 6. For more local news and weather, download our Coast TV News app and be sure to join us right back here at 11. But until then, have a great night.